All right, there we go. That's the right one. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
What up? What's going on, y'all? We are here to bring you practical solutions that you can apply easily, naturally, and automatically
In your everyday life, so you can tap into your unlimited potential and rise to the highest version of yourself.
What's going on, family? Hopefully you're doing well. You're enjoying your day. You made it halfway through the week. Because today is Wednesday, right?
Yep.
And right now it's 9/11. How about that?
Wow.
All right. And if you haven't already, if you're new to this channel, just make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to turn on the notifications so that you'll know every time we go live. All right. Awesome. So today, what do we have lined up for the people today, baby?
Today we're going to talk about a topic that I don't think we've ever touched on this topic, but it's a topic that's very, very, very necessary. We're going to be diving into our inner child today.
Mm-hmm.
And you will be surprised.
Yes.
You will be so surprised to see how much shadow work you can get accomplished when you dive into the inner child.
Mm-hmm.
You will be surprised how much love you can find, how much unconditional love you can find for yourself and others,
Mm-hmm.
including your twin flame,
Mm-hmm.
when you connect with your inner child.
Yes. Yes. All right. So we're going to have some fun today. And then afterwards, if y'all are up for it, definitely make sure you drop something in the chat to let us know that you're up for some card readings. If not, we can just go through this presentation so that you can really get some healing done.
Yes. Welcome, Charlotte. We got our royal twin flame in the house.
Yes.
Welcome. Thank you for being here with us.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into it. Okay, there we go. All right. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about the inner child.
Yes. And welcome, Bethany. Welcome.
Yes. All right. So just to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be going into today, it's pretty much going to be broken down into 3 major sections. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first one that we're going to jump into is what is inner child work?
Mm-hmm.
What are some signs that your inner child needs healing? And how to connect with your inner child.
Yes, we're just going to give you some practical, everyday solutions that you can incorporate.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what's going on? Oh, we got facts. Okay.
All right, we got you, Charlotte. You know we got you.
So halfway through this, we'll start scrolling the information across for anyone who would like to have a card reading. And then Charlotte, we got you up first.
Got you.
All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and let's jump into it. So what is inner child work?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is inner child work, sweetheart?
Inner child work. Look at this beautiful little boy sitting down pondering. Oftentimes we look at kids and we think, oh, they don't really have any problems. What are they worrying about, right? But the mind of a child is like a diamond, right?
Yes.
So inner child work, a way to address our needs that haven't been met as children and heal the attachment wound we've developed. Okay, the act of going inside ourselves to explore our true feelings and parts of us that may have been rejected and labeled as inappropriate or too much by others. Okay, so that's the inner child work. Just taking, for example, if when you were younger, right, you might have been, like, take for instance me. When I was younger, I was very talkative, right? Like, I would just always have something to say as a child. And I will get labeled as talkative. So on my report card, it always says, Leisha is very smart, but she talks too much. Every report card, right? And this was just the label that was put on me when I was a kid. And so, you know, sometimes when I have something important to say, I will get silence. Right? Like, be quiet. Or in school, like I really knew a lot of the answers, so my hands would be up every time. And the teachers would be like, "Not you. We're tired of hearing from you." Things like that, like little things that gets dismissed.
Yeah.
Or things that gets looked at as inappropriate, we kind of suppress it and we bury it. And depending on what's happening, we actually attach it. So it gets linked to something as a child.
Right.
Without us really knowing, and then it gets stored in the subconscious.
Yes. So just remember that the reason why it's important to really, well, I'm not going to get into one of the main reasons why child work is so important, but just understand this moving forward, that the inner child work is necessary because of those things that we felt like we lacked in some shape, form, or fashion. And it's not any fault of ours.
Nor the person, that we might perceive to be the person that makes us feel this type of way. It's not their fault either.
Because what's going on is that instead of being taught early on that our happiness and everything actually resides within us, we were actually taught to externalize that. So right now we're going through a process of unlearning things and relearning things that will benefit us so that we can live our life more naturally.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
So just keep that in mind as we're moving forward. So it's not your parents' fault, it's not your teacher's fault or anything of that nature, because everybody up until this point, up until this age of Aquarius, was teaching all of the young children that your enjoyment comes from outside of you.
Right. And again, we're just going to say what inner child work is, okay? It's a way to address our needs that haven't been met as children, okay? Whatever need that is, it was not met as a child, okay?
Yep. All right. So let's keep this train moving forward. All right. So, what is the inner child? Okay? Because, you got the work that needs to be done, and then you actually got to deal with the inner child. All right? Now, the inner child is a representation of ourselves at multiple points in our childhood. And we can have inner children, we can have multiple inner childs, really, from various ages, because it's not tied to just things that happened to you when you were 3 or anything of that nature. There are certain things that happen along the evolution of our lives that impact us as far as when we become an adult.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you want to know where most of your programming is coming from, just look at the ages between 0 to age 7. Okay. A lot of your programs and things that actually shape who you are today were pretty much installed during that time period. So, yes, the majority of the things are going to happen between that time period, and then after 7, there are other traumatic things that could happen to where you feel that a void wasn't filled.
Right. While you're developing, because you have the different stages of development. So through that process, there is something that was not met as a child. Right. So we're gonna try to dive in and address those. And for you, who's watching, you can go through your thoughts and you can try to see if you can remember, what need did I have as a child that wasn't met? Or what feeling did I have as a child that I was told was inappropriate?
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to get into it, family. All right. So now, one of the things we also want to remind you, which is kind of what we said a little bit ago, is that in adulthood, we have the chance to heal our wounded inner child and create the safe, secure inner and outer environments for our younger selves, that our younger selves always... Wow, am I reading it right? Sorry, y'all. I'm getting short-sighted here. Let me start that again. In adulthood, we have a chance to heal our wounded inner child and create the safe, secure inner and outer environments our younger selves always wanted.
Right.
Okay? So we have the ability now, because even though we may not have known what we were doing when we were kids, or even how to process it, and our parents and other adults around us didn't know how to handle it, as an adult, we can't use that excuse anymore.
Right.
Okay? It's our responsibility to do the healing. All right? And so, into the next part. Why is inner child healing important?
You might ask, like, that was a long time ago. I already forgot about that. It doesn't even matter now. I was like 7 years old. We're going to get into why it's super important.
Okay. And what's one of the main reasons why it's important, sweetheart?
All right. So one of the main reasons is to remind ourselves that we are not wrong or bad. This is the label that we actually accept. For adults telling us, or authority figures telling us that, hey, stop doing that, you're annoying, or whatever it is. We look at it. We look at ourselves as if something is wrong with us. If you have a certain feeling, or if you have a certain opinion as a child growing up, depending on the programs your parents were taught and they're trying to teach you, they're going to tell you that's wrong or that's bad for a particular feeling or a particular opinion. And so you attach shame, guilt, and those things onto yourself, and you accept it as who you are. So you can see how that can get troubling as you get older, right? All right, so I'm going to read it again. So it is to remind ourselves that we are not wrong or bad, to heal the shame that comes with just having feelings. Again, these are just feelings that we were not allowed to express as a kid, so we have to suppress it.
Yeah. So that's one of the things to keep in mind as we move forward. All right, because all of those thoughts and feelings that we have were neither wrong nor bad, or any of the labels that were put on it. It's just something that happened. It's an experience that we went through. All right. So now, what's next up, sweetheart?
All right, so now let's get into the signs, okay? So you might want to know, well, hey, maybe I might have some inner child work to do. How would I know? What do I need to look for? So signs your inner child needs healing. We're going to get into those signs, okay?
All right. And so the first one is, this is one of the first signs that you may need some inner child healing.
Right, and keep in mind, these signs that you see, or these traits, they affect our relationships. Heavily, okay? They heavily dictate, our relationship. They affect our relationship in negative ways. And so the first one is feeling highly reactive, okay? So we can notice when our wounded inner child appears in our daily lives, when you find yourself highly reactive to situations, right? Now, not just regular, reaction, but highly reactive. You might be out of balance. In reacting to a situation or scenario, right?
Yeah. So just check that out. If you're just a little bit too oversensitive, things are out of balance, you're way too much in your emotions or way too much in your logic, then that but not so much the logic. Did you say the logic?
Well, if it's out of balance,
if it's out of balance.
Just anything that's, really out of balance. And sometimes you have to check yourself and watch yourself, because that's the only way you're going to find out, is to learn to be the watcher of yourself.
Yes. Now, this next one is one that quite a few of us, not excluding the males, feel this, but yeah, let's talk about it. All right. Which is overvaluing independence.
Right. And this one stems from abandonment. Bottom line, people not showing up for you when they're supposed to. So as a child, you might grow up maybe in a single parent household. You might not have had any parents, right? But this really just comes from an individual always having to do things on their own, reaching out to someone, reaching out to family, and you never have that support. So that basic need of being supported was never met. So as like a technique or a protection mechanism, you develop this overvaluing of independence where you probably go through something really bad and you really needed that help and there was no one there. So then you make yourself promises like, you know what, nobody's ever going to be able to do this to me ever again in my life. I'm always going to make sure that, you know, me, myself, and I, you know,
Right.
that whole strong, independent thing, right?
Yeah.
That's generally where it comes from. When you did not have that support met at a younger age. So now you're just super overly compensating because that was not, it was never met.
Yeah. And you know what? That's actually one of the things that affected me as a teenager. Okay. Well, not so much a teenager. I would say somewhere between grade school in that area. Because during grade school, I played sports. But while everybody else's parents were there at the game, like, I had nobody at the game. I remember only maybe once, my sister came to one of my games. Okay? And, you know, so that kind of, in the back of your mind, you think, oh, it's nothing. I know my mom is working and, you know, my dad's not here or anything of that nature. So I really can't be mad at anybody. But in the back of my mind, I'm saying, like, I guess I need to get used to just being alone and just...
Right. But the bottom line is that, so again, we are going back to what needs were not met. So the need that was not met, whether it's somebody's fault or not, was the fact that you didn't have that support. The support was null and void. It was not there.
Right.
So that need was never met, and so therefore it created this, this coping mechanism.
Yeah. Saying I don't need nobody.
Right. I could do bad all by myself. You know.
Yeah, they know that. They know that saying.
Right.
All right. But now this next one is one that is... it's one that hits a lot of people. Okay, when it comes to childhood trauma and dealing with the inner child, which is having destructive coping behaviors.
Right.
Okay. And some of these coping behaviors, once again, just real simply, we are very aware of this, but it can be abusing alcohol, shopaholics, cheating, gambling, food addictions, and even chronic procrastination. Yes, procrastination is a bad coping habit. Okay? And so if you notice that you're having any of these things, then it's a question to go and ask yourself, where did this come from in my childhood? Because, you know, you can probably go back a few years and think that, oh, well, because my boyfriend dumped me and, you know, I was a little sad, so I started eating this, how I started feeling better. And you may think, okay, well, I found that, I healed it, I got over that, I'm good. But not so much. Because if you dig a little bit deeper, you can think about times where you may have been bullied at school because you were too skinny or you were overweight. Something of that nature, you know? Or maybe your parents decided that your sibling who was more fit and more athletic was something to be praised, and because you weren't fit and athletic, then, you know, they didn't pay any attention to you.
Right, so you had to find some way to cope. And, you know, whatever way worked for you, you just kept that habit.
Right. So these are some things to be aware of. Once again, we're here to shine the light in the darkness so that you can really clear up these shadows. Because if you didn't see our post on Instagram earlier today, you don't want that alligator coming up and bite you in the bottom.
Right.
Okay? So if you haven't followed us on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram so you can see what we're talking about. All right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let's go into the next one. What is the next one, sweetheart?
All right, so this one is poor emotional and mental health. A lot of us experience these, and you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to see where it comes from, but 9 times out of 10 it's in the childhood. Okay, so depression, all right, sleep difficulties, feeling unmotivated, weight gain or weight loss. This is a big one. Wanting more, and more time alone or with friends. So it can go either way. Either you just want to be by yourself all the time, or you don't feel comfortable being alone. Either way, it's an avoidance issue. Okay?
Right.
Not wanting to have sex or wanting to have sex all the time. You know, maybe multiple partners or whatever have you, right? Not as focused or productive at work. Increased anxiety in different areas of your life. So all of these are signs for poor emotional and mental health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, mental health is something that is, rarely talked about, especially in the melanated community.
Yeah.
But if you all have been watching our channel for quite some time, we would tell you, go to therapy.
Yeah, get a really good therapist. Not just any therapist, because, you know, all therapists are not created equal now.
No, they're not all created equal, so we got to be real about that.
Yeah, do your due diligence, do some good research, maybe get some recommendations, maybe someone that you know personally had some good results from an individual. That might be the route to go instead of just Googling, you know, and just diving in. Just do some research.
All right. Now, this next one here really has to do with love. Okay? Really has to do with the twin flame relationship and things of that nature, because this is one of the things that those red flags will be unseen or just ignored, just because they're your twin flame.
Exactly. And we're talking about repeating patterns in your relationships, guys. The patterns that you cannot escape or you find it difficult to escape. So being avoidant during conflict, okay? So if you know you have something to talk about with your spouse, have you guys ever seen those little videos where the husband will be like, my wife said she wanted to talk about something, and I told her that we'll talk after I cut the grass.
Yeah, he out there cutting the grass with like some little tweezers.
Yeah, with a little tweezer. So he out there cutting the grass because he avoided having this conversation, right? So being avoidant during conflict or when a partner mentions their feelings. So you don't want to talk about feelings because you don't know how to handle it, right?
Right.
Being dismissive of a partner's needs or your own needs in a relationship. So, you know, you just kind of brush it off.
Yes.
Again, this all stems from being able to have, what's that called? Emotional intelligence.
Right.
Okay, gaslighting is another big one.
Oh, this is a big one here. Read this one slow, sweetheart.
All right. Gaslighting yourself into believing that there aren't problems when they are, and vice versa. Okay? So this is a really, really big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really big one. And this is one that we talked about before. This is when you are just ignoring those red flags. You are like Sandra Bullock with the blind on and bird box. You just bird boxing that thing like, I don't see these red flags. There's no gaslighting going on. Everything is just all sunny and rosy and rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah, you don't want to see.
Okay? Let's not do that, okay?
And the next one is being anxious or fearful within a relationship. So if you're in a relationship and it's causing heavy anxiety, you want to really look into that, you know? So because of that, therefore trying to please partner above everyone else. So you become like a people pleaser. A people pleaser is definitely a trait that the inner child is wounded. There is some type of situation that occurred when you were younger. This comes from the childhood, the people pleasing, 9 times out of 10. So you really want to dive into that, okay? And the last one says having a deep fear of being abandoned or rejected by your partner. That is another one that keeps a lot of people in lonely relationships. Okay? Having a deep fear of being abandoned or rejected by your partner.
Right. Yes. Now, boy, I tell you, this is gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I had something that was just about to go in on this, but these repeating patterns in relationships are definitely things that are stemming from childhood situations. Okay, because when you think about it, if you didn't receive the support that you were looking for as a child, if you didn't know this by now, you look for a partner who's just like the person who raised you. Okay? Because sometimes we are adopted, sometimes we're raised by our biological parents. But at the end of the day, we pretty much look for who was the model of a man or a partner. Okay? And so if you haven't dealt with your childhood trauma of not receiving the love that you needed to receive from your parents, then you're then going to go into one relationship after the other of and it's funny because it's always the same person, even though the body's different, the voice is different. Hell, it may have a different odor, but the situation is always the same. This person is not giving you the attention that you desire, and so you leave that person looking for somebody else to fulfill that need of giving you attention, and then after a while it fizzles out, and you start that whole cycle all over again.
Right, and that stems from one thing. Okay, the reason why you would gravitate towards maybe someone that might have been like your dad, or somebody that might have been like your mom, or whoever was the authoritative figure when you were growing up. You would look for that person, you know, because we always want what's familiar. We will always gravitate towards what's familiar, even though, right, what's familiar might not be for our greatest and highest good. But we know it. So we gravitate towards it.
Right.
Until we wake up one day and we realize, you know what, I really need to do some inner child healing.
Right.
Because I can't continue to be in these patterns. Right?
No, we can't continue to be in these patterns. So once again, we just went over what is inner child work, why is it important, and what are some signs that you may need to do some inner child work. And we say may because, once again, you have your own free will.
Right.
You have your own free will. Okay? We're just bringing some things to light. If this resonates with you and you see that, oh, I had some inner child wounds that still need to be healed. Hell, even when we going through and making this presentation, it's like, oh, wow, you know what? I really got to dig a little bit deeper.
Right.
We got to dig deeper because we are infinite. We are infinite. Because once we start clearing the childhood trauma that we went through in this incarnation, then there may be some childhood trauma dealing from other childhood incarnations. Okay? Because it's been, it's a scientific thing, y'all. I'm not pulling this out my hat or anything of that nature. There have been studies of people who have, for example, I remember this one kid, he would have this pain in his arm. I can't remember if it was his arm or his leg, but he was having this reoccurring pain, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. Like, he was just in excruciating pain. And after someone actually did a past life regression with him, or going through hypnosis, they actually found out that he was shot in another life. Okay? So sometimes these things can bleed over into our existence. So let's deal with the existence that we have right now, and then we can dig a little bit deeper and see if there's anything from a past life that may be bleeding into this, so that we can really get some clarity and get some healing. Okay? So with that being said, one of the next things that we're going to talk about is, how do you connect with your inner child?
All right, now we're on to some solutions.
All right, because we're about solutions.
Yes.
That's her middle name. Well, excuse me, her middle name is Results, and mine is Solutions. All right, let's get into it. All right, now I know we got some notes here. Can you read those? Okay.
All right, so we got a little bit of notes here. Now, to begin understanding our inner child, we must learn to listen and communicate in their language, okay? Which is sensory and somatic based, all right? So really just learning how to connect with that childlike voice. And you know what it's like, okay? You just have to go within. Start remembering when you were a kid. What did you sound like? You know, how did you talk? How did you communicate? That's what you connect with, okay?
Yes. So that's going to be one of the first things. That's one of the things to really remember or to keep in mind while we're doing this inner child work, is that we have to listen to the children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not only listen to the current children that are in your life, but listen to your gosh, why am I drawing a blank, y'all?
Stay focused.
It's like it's in my head, but
It's
okay. But here we go. This is what I was saying. Okay, this is live. It's raw and uncut. But when it comes to inner child work, one of the things that has just hit me as we even going through this is that, and it's not one of the tips as far as in the slide for connecting with your inner child. One of the things we have to do is listen to our current children. Okay? Because at some point in the game, we birthed ourselves. Okay? And one of the ways that we can really pay attention to our inner child is by listening to our own children. Because if we can listen to the heartaches and the pain that our children are going through, even though we may not see their trauma and their pain as big as our trauma and pain, but still it will give you an indication as to what was going on in your childhood that affected you to this current day. Okay, so that's just a thought that came to mind. I just had to throw that in there. But let's get back to the program and talk about the next point that's actually in here. All right, now one of the ways you can really connect with your inner child is by breath work and mindfulness meditation. Okay? Now, Chris and Alicia, how am I supposed to connect with my inner child? By breathing and mindfulness meditation. What about the guided meditations and things of that nature that take you through the process of connecting with your younger self so that you can hug your younger self and things of that nature? Yeah, that's helpful as well. But here's the thing. You have to understand that you went through a traumatic event. And up until this point that you just realized that you went through a traumatic event, you haven't had an opportunity to exhale. Okay? This is the opportunity for you to now get out of the fight or flight mode. Okay? Because for up until all of these years, you probably just have been having this tension and you didn't know why. You had your shoulders are sore and you got the palpitations going on in your heart because you're holding old energy. And if you know anything about water, when water stays stagnant for too long, it gets murky, it gets dirty. And so the same thing happens when you hold energy for too long. And up until this point, for most of us, we've been holding it for almost 30 years.
Right. And another thing to remember, by practicing breath work and mindfulness, it actually brings you back into the present moment.
There you go.
And when we think back, as being a kid, what do children like to do?
I like to be in the moment.
Kids are always in the moment. Children are always in the moment. They live in the moment. So to connect with your inner child is to be in the moment. Be in the present moment. So meditation, breath work and mindfulness connects you to the present, which would in turn help you to connect with the inner child.
All right. And just a quick heads up, y'all, because we are probably about 4 slides away from actually being done with this presentation. So if you're like Charlotte and you're like Mex and you would like to have a card reading, make sure that you drop your Chris and Alicia emoji, or you send your donations via Cashapp, or you can send a donation via the link that is in the chat on YouTube so that you can have a card pulled for you. Now, yeah, so we wanted to make sure that we do that to make sure that you are aware of that. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't already, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that you can catch all of the lives that we do, and make sure that you let YouTube know that you like what we're doing and you want more of it.
Right. So just give us that thumbs up.
Give us that thumbs up.
It helps the algorithm.
All right. But now let's jump back into it as far as some of the things that you can actually do to connect with your inner child. Okay? And the next thing that you can do is nurture your creativity. Okay? This is your opportunity to really dive into that imagination. Now, this is something I wish that Tabitha had told her husband in private, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that another time. Y'all may know what that is. You may not. But tapping into that creativity really means tapping into your imagination.
Right.
Okay? Tapping into that unlimited potential that is in your mind. Because you have to understand that all of these things like the televisions, the televisions, computers, cell phones, telephones, all of those things are just a knockoff of what the human mind can do. Okay? Because even if you go through and you read a book that doesn't have any pictures, what happens? You just start filling in those scenes yourself. You may even fill in what it smells like, what the temperature is like in a particular story that you're reading. Your mind is very powerful, and that is one way to really tap back into your inner child. You know, dance and dance like nobody's watching. Okay? That's one of the ways to really tap into your inner child. All right? And so for the next one, now this one actually took me back, y'all.
Yes.
I don't know how many of y'all remember Beanie Babies. If you remember Beanie Babies, drop a 1 in the chat. But one of the ways that you can really tap into your childhood self, your inner child, is start collecting things. Because during childhood, we had so many things that we collected, whether it was Beanie Babies, whether it was what was your thing again? The money cards, phone cards. Yeah, because as a kid we collected phone cards, we collected baseball cards, football cards. If you were a guy, comic books for guys and girls, because yes, girls do love comics as well, and or you may have collected Barbie dolls or stamps or something of that nature. But it was something that fascinated you, and you make you think about like why did that fascinate me? Think about that. Really marinate in it so that you can figure out what was going on in the mind of a child. Oh, see, Charlotte know about the Beanie Babies. Okay. Man, my mom had like 30 of them things. I don't know what she did with them. There was some that she had that was rare. Because I think they actually got up to like, some of them may have been worth like $50 to $100 if you got one of the rare ones.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Okay. So yeah, do some of the kid things and start collecting stuff again. All right. Now this next one, what is the next one, sweetheart?
All right. So the next one, you want to practice some visualization techniques. Because visualization helps us to tap into our imagination and senses. When first starting out, guided visualizations can help you. So I know they do have some videos on YouTube, that you can listen to that would help you if you're having problems. But it's really best to, if you can, to do it on your own versus the ones on YouTube. But hey, if you're having a hard time and you're struggling, just go ahead and just type it in YouTube and you'll find a video that would help you with that visualization. But I mean, it's your vision, right? So nobody knows your vision more than you do. But that definitely does help you to connect, because when you think of a child, their imagination just runs wild. They can imagine anything. Like I literally look at the kids outside play sometimes and I'm just like, wow. Sometimes I miss being a kid.
Yeah. Because
the imagination is just so out there.
Yeah. Especially, they really helped us out for this upcoming Christmas. Because, yes, we do celebrate Christmas, but we celebrate it for a whole different reason.
Yeah.
So don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But the idea of what to get them for Christmas, it's just some boxes. Some big, sturdy boxes.
That's what they like.
they will sit and play in a box all day.
They took making windows and doors in the house, and then they got the teacups in the house, and they're having a field day.
Mm-hmm.
Imagination, the visualization.
Yeah, so just tap into it. You have unlimited potential, and once you tap into that unlimited potential, then you can start pulling some of those things that are in your imagination and bring them into reality.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah and I, we were playing what's tea party.
Yeah,
we had a tea party, and you know, she had her little stuffed animals. They were at the tea party, and they were drinking their tea, and it was amazing. I was there too, and I'm like, oh wow! And we were talking, the stuffed animals, just interacting with them, and they were having conversations. But it's just they're just so, the imagination and visualization is just so on point.
Yes.
So when we can get back there, then we really connect with our inner child.
And Charlotte, you just got a couple of more cool points for the Pokemon cards.
Oh my gosh!
Boy, if Manny heard that, you would be his best friend right now.
I know, right?
Like, you got any right now? How much power does it have?
Right.
All right, and last but not least, we got one last tip to help you connect with your inner child, and that is journaling. Okay? Now, through journaling, the intention of journaling is to create a safe place for you to express yourself honestly without the expectation of the outside world. Okay? So that is one thing that is really, really important when it comes to journaling. For example, like we gave the kids some books just to journal in and to let them know that nobody's going to read it. You want to make sure that you keep it in a safe place so that nobody reads it. And whatever you want to say, if you want to put cuss words in there, if you want to talk about some dark stuff, you can put it all in that book because it's a safe place.
Right.
And so you can do the same thing for yourself. You can keep a journal that's just for yourself. Hell, if you really want to be secure on it, get a lock on it. Get one of the journals with the lock on it. So that way you can really just set yourself free and just write whatever you want to write. Because it's better to get it out of you than for it to stay in you and fester. And we don't want that to happen. All right? So that's our information as far as inner child work. Is really going through and dissecting it and letting you know what is inner child work, why is it important, what are some signs that you need to do some inner child work, and how to really connect with your inner child.
Right.
Okay? So hopefully this information was helpful for you so that you can move on to being the greatest version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And stepping into your full power. And now, what happened?
Without further ado,
we're about to get into these card readings. So already we got some people on deck. We already got Charlotte, Mex, and who else was that came in?
Mex, Donna, Loving Queen came in. Welcome. All right, so Charlotte's first. She's first up, okay?
Yeah, Charlotte and Mex. And once again, if you would like to receive a card reading, you can send a donation via Cashapp, or you can send it via the link that is in the chat on YouTube so that you can get a card reading. And $10 or more, or just become a Royal Starseed on the YouTube channel and drop your Chris and Lisha emoji so that you can get a card reading at no additional cost.
Absolutely.
All right. So what we got for Charlotte?
Still going through, waiting on the ancestors to pick Charlotte's card for her. All right, so she got Soulmate.
Okay.
Wow, that's a beautiful card.
Soulmate card.
You got a soulmate, baby. Soulmate. So you got, ooh, okay.
What was that?
Coming through, coming through.
Just flying out the deck.
Flying out the deck, baby. So your cards is flying out the deck today. Charlotte, they flying. You got a soulmate. Ooh. Oh. Beautiful. So that's the heart card.
All right, Charlotte. So first up, boom.
Bam.
Let me stop. Okay. First up, Charlotte, for your love card, This one says the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new patch is now available to you. Follow it with faith. All right.
Now this one represents transformation. This is the Eight of Fire. Very fiery card. This transformation card symbolizes that you're going to need to actually put in the work, right? So don't get tired. Just put in the work so that you can see the transformation that you seek. Okay. This is a good time to act. This is a really good time for you to act. And this is what's going to bring about the physical change that you're looking for. Because, sometimes we want to have, spiritual changes and spiritual transformation. But in this case, you're looking for a physical transformation. So that's going to require some effort and some work. And don't give up, okay? Just keep pushing. It says here, give something a new purpose. Okay, and also don't forget to transmute negative energy. All right, so this that's the Eight of Fire, which is a transmutation card, but you're gonna have to put in some work. The next one, ooh, girl, look at you! I'm so done with you. Didn't you get the Twin Flame card? And who got the Twin Flame card? So this is actually, it says this is representation of the Twin Flame. So do you see those two little souls right there? Represents the Twin Flame, baby. So it says here, you yearn to be loved, right? But does this come from a black hole you need to fill? Question mark. It says black holes can be filled only from the inside by loving yourself fully and integrating different facets of your being. A twin flame means embracing deep intimacy and interdependency between yourself and another at the spiritual and physical levels. It says here, old heartbreaks may need to be healed, ties with the past companion, cut or vows, oh my God, why can't I read today? Renegotiated. Oh my God, I know that. Let me read that again. Old heartbreak may need to be healed, ties with past companion, cuts or vows are renegotiated. Prepare for open-hearted, intimate, unconditional love, girl. Oh, baby. It says, decide whether you want a soulmate with the soul lessons that implies, or a twin flame, a companion of your heart.
What that say? Say that one more time. I think she may want to hear that one more time.
Yeah, stop playing with these card readings now. I know. Listen, Charlotte, ancestors and higher self be coming through for her every time like clockwork. They don't play with her.
Read that one more time.
Let me read it again. They don't be playing with you, Charlotte. It says here, old heartbreak may need to be healed. Ties with the past companion cut or vows renegotiated. Prepare for open-hearted, intimate, unconditional love, baby. So you need to decide whether you want to be with a soulmate or you want to be with a twin flame. That's on you. You choose, baby. It says you don't need anyone else to make you complete. A twin flame complements your own wholeness, baby.
It is a soulmate card. You know what is crazy, Charlotte? Just before that message came through, I felt it strong that you want me to put that card back up. And I put it back up. Golly, I tell you, boy, this is right here.
Wow.
Yes.
This is amazing.
There you go.
This is freaking amazing. It says soulmate. You said what crystal it is?
Oh, I got options.
Yeah.
Oh, you got options. You know you leveling up when you get options.
Baby, we always have options.
Yes.
The devil is a liar. We always have options. But it looks like a clear quartz, but it's like a double. It has two. If you look at, could you show her how it's two? So this is the only twin flame card in the deck, mind you. This is the only one that says soulmate, and next to it, it says twin flame. So I'm gonna show you how it says twin flame next to the soulmate.
Like no cap.
See, twin flame. That's the only one that's in the deck, baby.
It's the only one in the deck.
It is the only one in the deck, boo-boo. Look at you. Look at you getting this nice reading tonight. You better do something.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get me excited.
Yep. All right, so next up is Mex.
Mex.
Charlotte, hopefully you enjoyed that reading.
That was a nice reading.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Transformation through action. You got choices, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose, girl. You can pick, choose, and refuse. You know, abundance is everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's up to you. If this is what you want to do, then you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
The universe is at our
beck and call.
Our wish is the universe's command.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to think like that. All right, Max. So let's see what your higher self got for you on tonight. What type of advice is coming in? What type of messages is coming in? And you got a Jasper. I think you got. Didn't you get this the last time? Kambaba Jasper.
I think so.
Max, you be getting the same cards.
Like, no matter how we shuffle this, like, what's really going on, Max?
I don't know. She just be getting the same cards. It's so strange. And that's a rare, like, that's the first time we had got that the last time. We had never even seen that one before.
Mm-hmm.
And it came up again. So, Max, you got the same card, girl. I'm thinking you did.
Yeah.
If my mind serves me correct. Remind me, Max, did you get that the last time?
Yeah. This
is that the one that's talking about the heart?
This is the Ancient Echoes.
Ancient Echoes, yeah. I think that's the one that was talking about her heart. Opening up her heart. Am I tripping?
It's more about attuning to your personal biorhythms, natural cycles of the planet, stuff like that.
Oh, getting connected with the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you know Mex is one of the real spiritual beings.
Yep.
All right, Mex, I'm just waiting. Here we go. Balance. So you got balance. And you're going to get that one. So you got the balance card for the heart. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So you got the balance card for the relationship, Max.
Mm-hmm.
And open your heart. Girl, y'all better leave these ancestors alone.
Well, you know what? Hold on, man.
Listen. I'm not lying. Look at this.
Let me tell something.
Look at this. This is the 9 of water. You gotta. This is the hope opening up your heart. So you gotta open up that heart chakra. Let it come out. I don't know, Max. Don't shoot the messenger.
Look, Max. What's going on? Because I'm sitting here and I'm shuffling these cards, and midway through shuffling the cards, I get a strong thought form that says, stop shuffling. Pick the one that's on top of your left hand.
Max says she must be hard-headed.
Golly.
This is Ancient Echoes. So it looks like, Max, this is coming from a place of your ancestors. This message
is with you.
Coming from your ancestors, okay? The ones that's balanced and ascended, not the other ones, okay? So Ancient Echoes. It says when you live in your head rather than the physical world, your cellular structure becomes unstable and your metabolism is thrown off balance. So see, we got the balance card, and this is talking about balance, right?
Balance.
You may not be assimilating oxygen or nutrients such as minerals and vitamins. Remember that idea is nutrients too.
Yeah, this same God.
These ancestors ain't playing with nobody. Okay, it says disruption of your nervous and immune systems may be caused by ancient traumas and family traumas. All right, getting in touch with the ancestors. Listen, okay, don't shoot the messenger.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
Okay, Lillian, listen. Getting in touch with the ancestors and understanding the process of creation helps you to recognize the value of recycling the past to create a more potent future. Check out what has passed down the ancestry line and utilize them okay, for healing. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's I've
Hey,
listened to them ancestors.
they came through,
There's,
man.
hey, you know what? If you know what, Max, if you had an opportunity to watch Manifest, right?
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you had a chance to watch Manifest yet, but whenever they received a calling,
Oh, yes.
they would get bombarded with that calling until they answered the call.
Yeah, until they get it completed.
Okay? I want to say this is probably like the third time in a row. Tres. Uno, dos, tres.
Yeah.
And just like in the series Manifest, if you don't answer that call, it will continue to.
It's just gonna keep popping up. That's it.
Keep tapping you on your shoulder, like, "Hey,
Max say, mercy, mercy me."
Oh gosh! All right, and then the next one up is
and look. Charlotte said in the meeting. Oh yeah, because the last time she had the heart reading with us. Mm-hmm. She had another reading with someone else, and she had the same heart card. And now you're getting it again. So this is the third time, Max.
Wow.
So, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, there you go, Max.
It's a lot of excitement tonight.
Next up for the card reading is Regina.
Regina.
Yes, Regina.
Regina. All right, Regina. Let's see what we got over here. What we got over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what your ancestors are saying, because these is the ancestor cards right here. Regina, let's see what comes out for you for your ancestors. Okay. Tiger's Eye, protection. I like that. Tiger's Eye is a crystal for protection. Mm-hmm. Heavy protection. All right, so let's see what else. And I think that's the one that, is that the one for the sunbeams? I'm going to tell you in a minute, okay? Let me just see what other inspiration comes out here for you. From Mother Gaia. This one is from Mother Gaia. So let's see what type of earthly treasures is in store for you, okay? Mind and body balancing. So you got to balance your body and mind. And really, really get those two connected and moving, okay? Mm-hmm. Body and mind connection. So let's see what's going on with the heart space. What do we... Alrighty, here we go. New beginnings! Ooh, I love it. New beginnings.
Alright, so this is for you, Regina. What's up? We see you in the chat. So for your love card, it says New Beginnings. Okay? It says a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately.
Live your dreams, baby. Mm-hmm. And this one is about empowerment. Ooh, Tiger's Eye is about empowerment. Number 9. Okay. I knew it. So you're a child of the sun. So this is the one that says that you're a child of the sun and earth. Okay. And you have a lot of untold powers. And you make your own fate. Assert yourself wisely. Bring your hidden talents forth and accept your imperfections, okay? Mm-hmm. There is a tendency towards obsessiveness or becoming spaced out. Make sure you ground yourself, okay? Mm-hmm. Explore your past lives to discover causes of these traits, like where they came from. You might have to go back a couple lives. Mm-hmm. Okay, it says deal sensibly, day-to-day reality, and face challenges boldly. So you got this.
Yes.
All right, unlock your creativity. Find prosperity and lasting success. Long journeys and celebrations lay ahead. So see, new beginnings, prosperity lays ahead. It says commit to your goals, though, right? And distinguish between wishful thinking and what you really need. Assist friends to gain their heart's desire. Past lives throw light on current situation. So you probably might want to maybe do some type of past life regression or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or get into a real deep meditation and get into the Akasha and see what's up.
Yep.
Now, this one is merging the body and the mind, okay? Be open-minded and questioning. It says you are only limited by your mind, you know? Be discerning. How is your mind affecting your body? So really think about how, you know, how that correlates. And how is your body affecting your mind, vice versa, okay? And just keep in mind that facts are certainties. Like, you know, the moon, well, we don't even know about that right
I
now.
don't know about the moon.
The sun comes up and go down every day. That's a fact. Okay? That's a definite fact. So opinions are not facts. Okay? Opinions is just, you know, how you connect the dots and what you come up with. And sometimes we can get those two confused. So always know, learn how to decipher facts from opinions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it says here we can only change ourselves.
That's the only thing we can change.
All right, just keep that in mind. We can only change ourselves. Stay open-minded. Don't be narrow-minded. Okay. It says what is reality and what is imagined. So really kind of balance that out, because sometimes we can get in them imaginings and we can kind of lose sight and start merging worlds.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So really check on that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention to what is fact and what is fiction.
Yep.
And just know those two things so you can navigate.
All right.
All right.
So there you go. So we just went through our childhood. Excuse me, not our childhood, but talking about our inner child.
Inner child.
Okay. So we pretty much broke down what the inner child is, why is it important, what are some signs that you need to work on your inner child, and how to connect with your inner child. And then we just came through with some bomb-ass card readings.
That was dope.
And so if you haven't already, you definitely need to go through and subscribe. Turn on that bell so that you can make sure that you make it to all of the lives that we do. And just moving forward, because just a little FYI, because we were, you know, scheduling the lives on YouTube and things of that nature, but for whatever reason, OBS is not picking it up every time that we schedule it, so it means that we have to start over a whole new live each time.
It's annoying.
So what we're going to be doing, if you haven't already, definitely follow us on Instagram. If you're on our Telegram group, you can catch us on there.
Yes.
And then in addition to that, what we're going to be doing is posting a notification on our community board on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, every platform that we're on. We're going to be putting out a notification at least 2 hours ahead of time, so that you all can catch the lives when we do. So just in case if the notifications aren't there, just follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and check out the community board from time to time so that you can see when we are going to go live again.
Exactly. And don't forget to go to the website and check out the merch. You know, we have some really cool merch on the website. So go ahead and check that out. And if you're wanting to do a session, book a session with us, again, head to the website, go ahead and select the day and time that best fits you. We will be more than happy to work with you. All right. So I think that is it for right now. We covered the inner child. Do you guys have any questions, outbursts, concerns?
Well, it looks like Charlotte had a question, but then she took it away. So we're going to leave that alone.
All right. Maybe it wasn't meant for the chat. She can tell us in the Royal Twin Flame. And again, guys, we have a few of our Royal Twin Flames here with us. If you would like to become a Royal Twin Flame, you can do so on the website. But if you just want to support the channel, we do have 3 different tiers that you can choose from. The first one, if you exit out of the chat and you hit join, you can just be a supporter, or you can be a Twin Flame supporter, or you can be a Royal Starseed. Okay, with the Royal Starseeds, you do get the card readings at no additional cost whenever we come live. Okay, and I think for the, what is the other one? The Twin Flame supporter, you guys get to see exclusive videos on the YouTube channel that we don't have out for everyone else to see.
Right. Now, so she did put a question back in, and this is actually a pretty good one. So Charlotte asks, how do you know if you have done enough inner work?
Very good. Very, very. I'm so glad that you asked that because I know a lot of other people would have that question. You would know that you've done enough inner child work when you are not resonated with the I don't want to say symptoms. When you're not resonating with those examples, those red flags that we have put up, right? So, if you're not being so easily triggered anymore by the things that used to trigger you in the past, then you're good, right? But keep in mind, life is not a destination, it's a journey. So we're always going to be growing, and we're always going to be learning, and we're always going to be having experiences.
Right.
The thing that we want to remember is that we have tools. We have tools that we can use to further integrate. So when things comes up, when challenges comes up, and we start noticing, our actions, we can catch it instead of prolonging it. See, when we were kids, we didn't know that we had these tools. Because if we had this type of intelligence about, how to integrate and all this stuff, we would have been doing it along our childhood journey.
Yes.
But because we did not have it as a child, now we older, now we got to go back and play catch up. But as we get older, we're going to still have, experiences and stuff like that. Yep. But now the difference is we have the tools.
Yes. Now, a little bonus for y'all. Last night we ended up watching a movie that we figured out is...
Let me calm down.
We calm down.
I'm calm down.
Okay. We saw another movie last night, which is another indication of... we say it's another twin flame movie.
That is a freaking twin flame movie. We're not going to say indication, baby. That's a twin...
It is a twin flame movie.
That's a twin flame movie. Okay.
And it's an indication of to how we are taught wrong from an early age. Okay? Because in this particular movie, and the movie is called Speed of Thought. It's on,
I gotta watch it.
It's on Prime. Okay? It's called Speed of Thought.
Wait till y'all watch it.
Okay? Now, in this movie, in addition to it being a twin flame movie, it is also an indication of how we were taught at an early age that we don't need to really step into our full power.
And if we did by accident, then they want to say something wrong with you. They want to put a name on it because they actually told these people, they put a name on their ability and made it seem like it was some type of mental illness.
No, they made up a disease to make them not want to explore their full potential.
Could you imagine?
So definitely check it out. It's definitely something that resonated with us.
100%.
It may resonate with you.
Yes, it will.
But it is a twin flame.
That is a twin flame movie. When they merged, he was like, "Oh my God, I've never felt this way before." And he said the key thing that he said when they merged, right? He was trying to explain to the other girl, and she was lost. She couldn't even understand.
She couldn't understand it.
She couldn't get it. He's like, "You don't understand. I felt when I merged with her, I felt like I merged with myself. But it wasn't myself, but it felt like myself." And she was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Never mind. You're not going to understand."
Right.
But that is definitely a twin flame.
Yes.
Y'all got to see it.
Yes.
We should put it in the chat just in case. What is it? Speed of Thought.
It's going to send off all the alarms.
Oh, it's going to send it off. Okay, yeah. Speed of Thought. That's what
Speed of Thought.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll post a picture of it in the community board afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. We love y'all.
We love you guys.
Hopefully this information was helpful for you so that you can really get in and do your inner work and rise to the highest potential of yourself.
That's right.
All right. So without further ado, we love y'all.
Love you guys.
Peace out.